What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 159 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlade. Joining me, as always, we have the mayor of Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
What's up, everybody?
We got the most degenerate squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
What it do?
Got the Ray Trace Durag, Madrid Devon.
I'm officially an SMT5 pusher. I push it.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about CES 2022. We're going to talk about Sony's presence there, AMD's presence there, Nvidia's presence there. We're going to talk about new graphics cards, new processors. We're going to talk about ties. And then we're going to talk about VR for entirely too long. But, you know,
you're welcome.
VR is the future. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I actually want to start this week's episode out with the PSA. We're going back to podcasting from home for a little while, just until things cool down with COVID. You know, don't want to put us or anybody at the studio at risk. So we're going back home. We're going to keep the episode structure. We're going to keep doing everything, but we're just going to try and play it safe just for everybody involved. So we won't be doing it as extra slices. We'll keep doing our weekly episodes. You'll still see us live every Wednesday night, but I just wanted to let everybody know that we'll be doing it from home for a while. So, you know?
It's the smartest thing to do.
Yeah. Feels, you know, responsible, grown up. Got to make good decisions.
Yeah.
So, rolling into the news, this week's episode is going to be super technical because CES is going on. I watched the highlights from Nvidia, AMD, and Sony. And I took notes on all of them and like all the big things that they had going. And, you know, I noticed a few other things, like there were some EVs, there were some TVs, there were just a bunch of different things going on. And it's CES, like, you know, every January.
Were there any monitors out there that caught your mind?
I didn't really look into particular monitors. I
heard that like 2022 is supposed to be like the 4K higher hertz or like mid-range hertz, like 144, that is like now going to be affordable, like 1080p and 2K is currently.
Well, just looking at what I was looking at, I did notice that a lot of monitors are getting HDMI 2.1, which is a big thing as far as compatibility with the new consoles. So PS5 and Xbox Series X and maybe S use HDMI 2.1, and so
yeah, they both use 2.1, and you like, which is what you want to do in like an all gaming setup. You want DisplayPort for your PC just to get as much data across as you possibly can to your monitor, and then HDMI solely for consoles because that's what they support.
And but HDMI 2.1 is actually up there with DisplayPort as far as like
it's fucking badass.
Yeah. So like, it'll do 8K 120.
Right. I've seen like, because I was in the market for a monitor before I bought the one recently, like a couple months ago. Like HDMI 2.0 monitor will be like affordable, and then you will add on typically like $400 more for an HDMI 2.1. It's like ridiculous right now.
And I mean, with CES and with a lot of this tech, so one of the things is that components and like not necessarily things that have like chips in them, but things like monitors and hard drives or like SSDs. So PCIe Gen 4 is about to come down in price significantly, which is the drives that go in that work with the PS5.
Yeah, they've already actually like they've actually come down like hundreds of dollars over the last couple of months already.
Right, and they're being supported now fully by AMD and Nvidia. So it's really kind of, and Windows 11 you can use a Gen 4 NVMe to basically run PC games in the same way that an Xbox would run the games, but just with better hardware, theoretically. In my case, it'd be worse hardware, but
Yeah, I mean,
But I
depending
can't
on
even
if you
have
got
Windows
lucky.
11 going.
Right, if you had Windows 11 going, but you also were lucky enough to get, like, say, the 3000 series or whatever AMD's, I think, 5000 series.
No, the 5000. So AMD, as far as like, they did the Ryzen 6000 series, and my current CPU is a Ryzen 1000 series. And they did the Radeon.
You're a Nvidia.
No, my CPU. The
Oh,
Ryzen.
CPU.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have the Ryzen 5 1600X. So that's a 1000 series Ryzen CPU. And they're up to the 6000 series.
No, I was talking about like graphics cards because they go by a different like.
Well, yeah, they have
number
the
and-
Radeon
Radeon.
RX 6000 series,
That's
and they
kind of-
just announced the Ryzen. On the CPU end, they just announced the Ryzen 7000 series, and on the graphics card side, on Nvidia, they're putting out a RTX 3050, and that's going to be $250.
That's
So,
dope.
right, that's like a good price for a good graphics card. Obviously, they're already sold out. Fuck crypto miners. But,
Like, yeah, it's like I can't get hyped about graphics cards. Like, I mean, I felt this way 6 months ago. I couldn't get hyped about a PlayStation, but like consoles became more readily available now more recently.
yeah.
But graphics
still
cards
feel
still
like
are just
we're-
like a ghost town.
I still feel like we're at the point now with the consoles that if you decide to put in the effort, you can get whichever console you want.
Yeah, they like. There was an Xbox, the closest Xbox to me that like one of my friends worked at, and they brought in, I want to say 70 something Xboxes, but didn't release any information about it, and just like, and also like 70 something PlayStations, and they had them in stock for a minute, like.
What just decided to wake up and
Apparently, my phone wanted to come out of mute, and Twitch wanted to just repeat everything I was saying. But yeah, like they had consoles on deck for for Christmas, past Christmas, like a week after, and they dropped their bundle prices by $200. Like they were just trying to get rid of them, and so consoles are like, if you want one, but you're not trying, you're not going to get one. But if you're trying, you'll get one fairly easily.
right, everybody I know who's been dedicated to it, and even Madrid, who wasn't super dedicated, he was just kind of like,
Yeah.
if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
I think the only problem is like if you are a dedicated PC user, I haven't heard a single person in my circle or even near my circle saying, yeah, I got a 3000 series, or I got, I don't remember the Radeon series that came out last year. But
It's either
the
5,000 or
5000?
6. I think 6,000 is the current series, and they're just going to be improving it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just either way. I just haven't heard anybody getting the new age graphics cards anywhere near the circle that we are in the Discord, and we have a pretty good PC Master Race Discord channel, and it's just like at this point the PC Master Race Discord has been dead because of like the inability to get anything upgradable.
Right. pretty much it's been like monitors. Like we go in
it
there,
was
we
like,
talk about monitors.
Maybe keyboards if we're feeling frisky.
No. Oh yeah. No, keyboards don't require processors, so
They don't.
But yeah. So just going over the AMD stuff, we got the Ryzen 6000, we got the Radeon RX 6000 that's going to be able to do ray tracing, and they announced the Ryzen 7000 series. They talked about a bunch of laptops and a bunch of different applications and stuff that you can do with AMD. I feel like the AMD presentation was kind of weak in presentation in comparison to the Nvidia one. Because the Nvidia one was like kind of baller. They were like, oh yeah, because they focus a lot more on AI and they use their processing for a wide range of things. Like AMD did focus on gaming pretty considerably. Like every time they started talking about performance, they'd show game benchmarks. They'd talk about like 6 times better for gaming and like stuff like that. And they
see, the thing is like AMD has done that, and I really don't think they like either they're not marketing well, or it's just not like they're doing these press shows and like it looks like AMD is blowing it out of the water and they're like going to be the new top of the graphics card. I mean, I
think AMD.
They are top of the CPU. Like AMD has now toppled
CPU,
over like Intel by far.
And if
you were just
watch the Intel,
no one,
BS stuff,
I really don't feel like I've had a Ryzen since I built my PC, and it's so much cheaper with like comparable performances from CPUs, and now even like mine's I think it's a Ryzen 7, and now that we're getting into the Ryzen 9s and all that, like you can't like Ryzen is stepping above Intel and where at next level is going.
Leapfrogged Intel as far as I'm concerned.
Right. And like the prices are just like, why would you even want to think about Intel as a thing at all? Like Intel should just stick to pre-builds at this point.
Do you know what series Ryzen 7 you have?
The
2500?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so both of us kind of need a CPU upgrade.
We do. I mean, yeah. I mean, the 7 series is going to be okay for a little bit, but I would like to, once I get, because
you have a 2000 series. They have like a Ryzen 3, 5, 7, and 9.
I know.
A 1000, 2000, 3000. So you have a 2000 series, and the 7000 series just got announced.
Jesus. I mean, right. I'm going to all these, like, as far as PC parts go, we just got the DDR5 that is just now being like marketed to the PCs. Like
AMD talked a lot about DDR5. They need
to like drop
DDR5.
some shit. They need to drop some shit because the DDR5 that's out right now is like $800 for fucking 16 gigs.
I mean, all this
ridiculous.
Stuff it comes out expensive, goes through like. By this time next year, all this shit that was talked about this year is going to be like half price.
I mean, yeah, that's why like the new Ryzen series that's coming out, the CPU that's like, I'm going to eventually like upgrade the motherboard and get all these components and get it all together. I will
whenever
have
it's not
ass.
$1 billion fucking dollars.
When it's not $1 billion fucking dollars. Because it's fun to like upgrade shit that's in your PC and just like see the CPU performance and like all these graphical performances and how fast and what your CPU can do as far as like video editing and photo editing and audio, all the editing, and then also gaming performances and everything your PC can possibly do as you upgrade your computer is like a creator or a gamer and all that shit. And you're just like, All right, tight. It'd be great if this shit wasn't so fucking expensive like it is right now.
Look, and also, this chip shortage is not the chip shortage that we're in is not going to get any better anytime soon. I'm saying that right now. It's not.
They claimed it to be September 2022, so we'll see if that's actually a true statement.
But one of the big factories where they make the chips in caught on fire yesterday.
Oh my God! Yesterday? I thought that was last year. All right. Well, so we'll see.
Literally yesterday, as of day of recording, so it'd be the 4th.
Oh, okay. So we'll see when anything gets cheaper, but it will be nice in a day and age when PC part prices start to get reasonably like 2019 prices again, because that was a solid time for PC prices. At least for me, I upgraded fairly inexpensively. I got my 2070 for like, I want to say $400.
Right, and you could probably sell it for at least $400 all this time later.
Right, like I did not pay that much for my PC upgrades. Like RAM on Amazon isn't that expensive. Like water cooler.
RAM's not bad. It's anything that has a processor.
Right. So I get that. Like even like
processors,
SSDs. Like I got the NVMe. I mean, it was only 500 gig SMV, but it was like the 2.0 wasn't that badly priced back in 2019. Like there was a lot of things, like a lot of tech back then wasn't as bad as it is now, based on like the shortages, based on COVID, the scalpers, and everything, the amalgamation of everything that is going on right now.
Within the next 6 months, I definitely want to try and get like 2 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe drives, and put like one in my PC and like move my OS over and everything over to that drive.
It's so nice.
Because right now I'm running off like it's still a SSD, but it's like one of the SSDs that's built to look like a hard drive.
Yeah, the thinner, like a thinner hard drive.
Yeah, it's about the same thickness as like it's like shorter. The SATA connection.
Yeah,
SSD.
I mean, like from my experience, I have Windows booting off of my Gen 2 SSD, and it like I could restart in fucking within 30 seconds. I'm already back into my gaming, or like back into my computer. Like it's so fast.
Yeah, mine is pretty fast. The problem is I think my SSD is like 120 gigs, maybe 250. So I just need like a considerable storage boost, because things like Halo, I'm running off of a regular ass hard drive right now.
Same.
And so I need to bump that up to a SSD. So I'm thinking within the next 6 months, the component that I'm going to be eyeing are like 2 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe's, one in my PlayStation, one in my PC. Like do that whole upgrade.
It is so nice because like having a PS5 and just like barely like no load times, just going from game to game, like map to map, and just like going through that, and then having like because like I have a 500 gig SSD, so I'm only putting games that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play this consistently on there, and Halo hasn't made it onto the SSD list just yet. It's probably going to make it on there, but soon enough. But
I just don't have space on my SSD for Halo. That's my problem.
But it being currently on my hard drive and just having these long load times, I'm just like, I've been treated so well with the like upgraded new gen consoles. I'm like,
especially playing with Jalen on the Series S. Jalen will be like, "What were your match stats?" I'm like, "Bro, I am just sitting here."
It is so fast. It's nice. It's nice.
He'll be like, we won't even be out of the match yet, and be like, "Yeah, I got 18 kills and 2 deaths." I'm like, I can't even possibly look at what I got right now.
I'm looking at like this jagged, pixelated, robotic Halo-y clips.
I got like input delay, but my shit loaded up just as quick too.
Yeah, because
you're
you are
running
playing
it on
I'm
a
streaming.
Series X in the cloud.
Yeah, you're playing on the Series X in the cloud. You're faster than us even on it personally downloaded on our computers because it's just off a hard drive. So I mean, great, that's good. Might as well do that too because I got.
You know, I might buy a month of Game Pass.
Well, how much has changed in just 7 days?
Well, the thing, I'd rather buy a month than resubscribe to Game Pass because every time I've subscribed to Game Pass, I haven't used it, and I'm still at the point that I'm mainly playing 14 and I'm playing Halo multiplayer.
Right. I feel like Game Pass to Anton is like 14 to A Realm Reborn. Like, he was like, maybe I'll buy some more time in 14. And it wasn't until Heaven's Ward that he was like, I'm always consistently buying time for 14.
Yeah, I've yet to run out since February.
Have you finally gotten that, what is it, like 430 day?
Yeah.
Wait, you only started playing last year, the beginning of last year.
Oh, no. So I have my total days subscribed is currently 420. So
Blaze it. So you finally got the like last bit of armor that they just give you so far, which is clean.
But I mean, I don't really use any of that stuff.
I thought the last bit of armor was actually kind of pretty clean.
What was it, Squall's armor?
I think so, yeah. I wonder if they're going to come out with the Endwalker just Elder subscribed.
Veteran bonus.
Veteran bonus, there we go.
They might do it for the next expansion, considering... Did you see the New Year's tease? So for New Year's, Yoshi P kind of dropped, or the Final Fantasy XIV Twitter account is where I saw it. There was some art dropped wishing Eorzeans a Happy New Year. And the art is supposedly a teaser for 6.1 and the start of the new story.
Oh. 6.05 is supposed to come out soon, isn't it?
Well, we've gotten 6.02, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if 5 was soon, but I think 6.1 is going to be within the next couple months.
Okay. I didn't know if 6.05 was just like quality of life things and just fixing some shit. If 6.1 is actually going to kick off like the new story, that would be dope. But I just saw that like a teaser for 6.5. I didn't really get into it because I'm midway through or a little past midway through Endwalker, and I don't want to tease anything or like ruin anything for myself.
So what was it that just dropped? What was that?
That's the Savage Raid.
It's the Savage
literally,
Raid?
yes. Yeah, yesterday was the release of the Savage Raid, and the reason why I couldn't fucking play the goddamn game.
Yeah, same. By the time I got on, I was about to go to bed.
Yeah, like I got on. I want to say like got on at 6 o'clock. I was like, all right, yeah, I could play some 14 for 3 hours, and before I have to go to bed, got on. Got a over 3,000 queue time, and I was like, okay, well, fine. I'm not gonna do that. Just popped in the party for a while,
and then hopped off.
Right, just popped in the party a while. Actually, downloaded Strikers and was like, let's hang out with the crew again. It's been a while. Since I heard.
Yeah. So my plan is to try to make it to Shadowbringers at least by February, and then play through that for February.
Yeah, I think
Like
in a
locked
month
in.
you could get through Shadowbringers, post-game Shadowbringers, and Endwalker.
It just depends on like
How much time I have?
the way, like, no, not like the time they have. Because I remember when, as the expansions for Shadowbringers was coming out, it raised the queue times, But these queue times have so ridiculous. So I don't. It's like I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be every time like something new happens in 14 for Endwalker, and now we're just like going to have outrageous queue times, or they're going to finally fix what's going on. But it is kind of ridiculous to be waiting 3 hours just to play this game.
It is. It is really just
After
the only,
like,
the only time.
Build
new
bigger
thing that
servers,
comes out.
we wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah.
Fucking miners. But like my main thing is like around the time that I get off, that's like peak hours. So I got like 2 hours. I'm like in queue for 2 hours after I get off, and then like Lord forbid, like I get an error code or some shit, or my PlayStation goes to sleep. And then
like
I'm
if
just
I don't get off at time at like 3 o'clock, then like if I get off on time, then like fine, I'm fine. But like if I have to work a little bit later and sit in Atlanta traffic, which Jesus Christ, if you know, you know, then I'm fucked. I don't get to like.
It's
14 just doesn't exist to me that day right now, and it's just like I want to play this fucking game. I've gotten through a lot of the story, like the MSQ of like Endwalker, and I want to continue that before I'm like I've forgotten where the hell I'm at. I forgot the emotions that I've felt in the last couple of quests that I've felt.
When they hit you with the feels.
I get that, but like, see, the thing was when I was playing 14 before. I was playing 14 so regularly, like to get through all of the expansions, to get through Shadowbringers, I never forgot what was going on until I was on to the next expansion. Then I kind of forgot what was going on, especially with Stormblood. I don't necessarily remember what happened.
You made it past the moon, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you did the first trial?
Yeah, me and Jawan, we already talked about it. Okay. But
I didn't know where exactly you were at, but
I've gotten to the Asian's land.
See, there is
maybe, I don't know. They're all tall, and then there's one girl with wings on her head.
I'd just stop there if I were you.
No one knows what the fuck I'm talking about except for that.
Except for those of us who've beat Endwalker and realize that you don't even realize what you're saying.
I don't. Yeah, see, exactly. That's where I'm at. And I was feeling things. I just beat this dope ass trial on the fucking moon, and I'm now in this place, and I'm learning history, and I'm like,
Endwalker is. That is your first fucking trial.
But I want to continue, and I'm sick and tired of like, fuck the Savage Raid at this point. Like, fuck that shit. I just want to play this goddamn game. Like, you could have just like waited on the raids for a second, let people beat the game.
I mean, a bunch of
I should have never joined that fucking world that y'all told me to join. That only Chris is on.
I didn't tell you to.
I know, I get it. Like, same. My friend who got me into 14, besides Jalen, should have told me not to join Gilgamesh. But he told me to join Gilgamesh, and I didn't know no better. And I'm glad everybody
y'all Adamantoise niggas is weird.
Yep.
But also, their queue times are just a little bit less bad than ours. They're not.
I've been considerably less bad lately.
Yo, let me tell you.
I've only had one bad night.
I logged on today at like 12:01. I'm on Midgar right now because I haven't, transferred back to Gilgamesh because the servers are fucked. That queue time was 23. There were 23 people ahead of me. I was like, what?
See, the thing is like, before yesterday, my queue times were like, same, 23, 53. At the most, I was getting in to 14 like nothing. Through the entire break of New Year's and Christmas, I was just able to get in. And that's when people are technically off, right? I don't know what happened yesterday. I think the servers...
Savage Raiders.
Gilgamesh is a sweaty rating.
Did you beat
It's a sweaty
14
rating
so
server.
much that you didn't want to just like join in when you were off? Is that a thing?
I mean, I was playing on Christmas
Wow.
and didn't have a crazy queue time. Like my queue
I was
times
playing
have been
on
in the
New Year's
hundreds.
Eve all day, and then we hopped on Salty
yeah.
Bets, and I was like, I can't play 14 anymore. I'm too busy.
Salty betting 14. It's like
That was a
perfect
good.
mix of-
Actually, I want to go down and say like that was probably one of my favorite New Year's Eves or going into the New Year's ever. Like, I know Marissa fell asleep, and then we had a good ass time. We played some beer pong. She got a little too lifted and had to go to bed early. That was fine. Came on, hang out with the homies, played some
Right.
14.
Dude, bro,
Some
time,
salty,
yeah.
some salty bets until 4:00 in the morning, and we were like, "All right, we got to go." And I was like, "All right, this is 2022 is actually going to be good because that was one of the best going into a new year that I've had in a long time."
No. That is what we do in the PSN party, Chris. We just have collective fun.
I know. I mean, I felt that yesterday. I was with fucking Darren and Radic, and there were a couple other people. Like, yeah, it got deep. Madrid was in there. We were just like all chill. I was just like playing strikers because I was like, what else am I gonna do? I don't have money to play SMT yet, and I guess I can
Yeah, I'm skipping SMT.
download this game.
Had it in my cart.
Nah, come on. Come on.
I'm gonna
Everyone's
play
doing
SMT.
it.
not gonna
When
play
I
it.
get paid on Friday, I'm going to immediately hop on SMT.
Because it's what
Hands
you
down.
actually want out of a Pokemon game. I promise you.
I'm not
Well,
even playing
actually-
the actual Pokemon game that I have.
Right?
It's because it's
I'm the
not
only
clicking
one. So
for you.
I'm going to play it. No, he hates his Switch too much. He's gonna
I really that's
he's
I
gonna
was
buy
like-
his Monster Hunter on fucking PC, and he's gonna
Think
play
about
that. I mean,
heavily like because it's gonna go on sale before Sunbreak drops, and it's gonna go on sale. Get the deluxe edition, beat the hell out that game.
right? Exactly.
Is Sunbreak coming at the same time for both consoles?
Yes,
Did they confirm that?
yes.
Is it in wax? Or did they just kind of like speculate? It was like, yeah, it's coming. Yeah, around this, time. What's time,
Time
And want some
is
more
a
stickers? Here are the PC exclusive stickers.
No, but like, yeah, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get SMT this Friday when the paycheck hits.
Yeah, I spent yesterday like in queue doing special fusions that I hadn't done. So I went back out. Like it really turned into a Pokemon game because I was like checking the decks essentially, looking at demons that I hadn't like caught, and I was like, I gotta go catch them.
Do they show you locations they
Route 4?
appear?
Yes, they will tell you where they appear at.
They do. God damn,
I
that's
need to
fucking
view
dumb.
certain
Fast
things. I
travel
need to
there?
combine a teddy bear, a demonic little girl, and something else to get Alice. And Alice is dumb as shit.
Alice is dumb.
That's all I
I
need.
just
die for me. It's like-
made Hydra.
Oh shit! Wait, so
Yo.
wait, what?
Yeah,
Last
right.
You
week
got your first
did-
boss. You got your first boss.
Yeah,
demon?
it was level 53. I was level 51, so I popped a couple not grimoires. Gospels, popped a couple gospels, and I was like, "Fucking, let me go fuse this. Let me go fuse it." Bitch. It's kind of.
Are you telling me-
I haven't used it yet, but it's kind of stupid.
Who was who did you create last week or last podcast? You said Yoshishida.
Yoshitsune, the samurai.
Yeah, Yoshishuna.
Two-
yeah, fucking-
two-
so
two
you're just
katanas?
like you just create Yoshishune and then you're over here like, yeah, I just made Hydra. That's fine. Like I'm just creating the most badass shit I can possibly
Yeah,
make.
I finally-
Right
Let's think
now.
about it. That's not even the craziest shit.
That's just the
though.
first. That's your first real boss.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm just over here not even under. I'll understand after Friday.
It'll start to click.
Of the game.
It'll start to click.
Okay.
Yeah, once you beat bosses, you essentially unlock their special fusions, or if you do certain side quests, you unlock like a special fusion for that persona. And
that's why side quests are important, because you'll either get a demon, get some materials, or you'll get the fusion unlocks.
Tight.
For example, the mermaids, like, they have a quest, you finish that, you get all the way to the end. That ice type demon that you fight at the very end, that's a good support demon.
Yeah.
That's a good ice support demon.
I need to get her. Well, honestly, at this point, she's too weak for me, because I should have been got her. Like, I just made King Frost just so I can make Black Frost. And then
Right.
Black Frost isn't even all that tight. I was like, damn, you're kind of weak compared to my other demons.
Black Frost.
Yeah. He's Jack Frost
Yeah.
but black. He does dark damage. He's no longer a fairy. He's a
No,
knight.
I'm pretty sure Black Frost is still a fairy.
It's a knight.
Wow.
Yeah, because even like King Frost is a tyrant.
King Frost is a tyrant.
Is a tyrant a type?
Kind of. I don't completely understand types in this, but
It's pretty much just lines, just treated as lines. So you got like fairies, which are like Pixie, Jack Frost,
Yeah.
Sandman,
Jack-o'-lantern.
things like that. Right. And then you got like Thems, which are a whole nother line of demons.
You can kind of look at a demon and tell.
And also,
what kind
the
of
typing
range it
is for
falls
something.
in.
It's for fusion anyway, because if you fuse two of the same, you get an elemental, and if you fuse an elemental into a demon, it won't fuse into a new demon. The non-elemental demon will just become stronger.
Oh shit! I haven't fused any elementals.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Noted. You learn something new every day.
So like, there's not like, because you can do electric damage and you can do wind damage, but there's no like necessarily electric types and wind types. There's just
No.
No.
demons
Everyone
that
has
are-
their resistances.
right.
It's like
yeah,
it's just like the
Persona.
it's just like the
there's
demons in
weak to-
Persona. Well, the
there's
shadows
just
in Persona.
Weak to, they're just weak to like electric or wind or
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
Essentially, you would
Okay,
swap
cool.
out types with Arcanas for Persona.
Okay, cool. I can understand that. I can give it that.
Yeah. So it's like a shit ton of them, and the ones in the same type, in the same category, kind of have some similar shit. Kinda, sorta,
Yeah.
kinda,
Ish.
ish.
Ish?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm gonna find all this out when I start. I won't buy this game on Friday, so
Don't worry. I feel
Playing.
like the fucking SMT guru at this point. I'm not
I'm
even
gonna
that
be
great,
asking
but like
all the fucking questions, because like I don't even think I really got like I kind of got fusions back in when I was playing Persona 4 and Persona 5 Royal, but like maybe I got a sense of it.
I didn't completely understand it, but I knew what I had to do to fuse broken personas, and I would do that.
Right. So
And
I
this
think
is
I'm going to be
this is
asking a
just
lot
more of
questions.
that because you can get even more like customizable.
Tight. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Because it's more.
Combined
It's,
with essences, you can change their stats and you
Yeah.
can change their skills whenever
that
you
was
feel
one
like
of
it.
that was one of my favorite miracles. Is like your demons getting a buff based on the demons that you're fusing to make it. So if you're fusing two fast things, like the shit that you're about to make is gonna have some good speed, or some strong magic, or be a higher level. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And then heck, if you're fusion, you might get lucky. The demon that fused might just suddenly show up to be a higher level than you, and you're like, sweet, I got a free demon that's X amount of levels higher than me.
Yeah.
Tight.
Fusion mistake. It happens.
Not often enough, but it happens.
Not often enough. No, one time that shit happened and it pissed me off. I was like, I really didn't want this. I really, this doesn't help me at all. I needed that thing for another fucking fusion. Now I got this shit and I don't want it. But they got good moves. You can use them as, more fusion bait.
So it eventually helped you out.
I guess. I probably don't even use the shit I fused to make it. Yeah, whatever.
Ain't that a shame?
You guys
Goddamn
had your
shame.
weekly SMT talk. I guess we did our weekly 14 talk as well.
Halo?
You guys want to circle back to? Yeah, we could talk Halo.
I
The
mean,
new
we
events
just
going
played
on.
Halo.
So,
We had
Halo.
some team
In one of the first
building.
events when Infinite dropped, they had this really badass looking samurai armor. It was not available. It's available again.
Oh.
That pass is back. The stuff is cool. I'm going to be playing the absolute shit out of some Halo to unlock all that armor.
Play the fuck
The
out
game
of it.
mode is Fiesta, which is even better. It's
Yo,
fun.
Fiesta's
you get random
fun as
weapons.
fuck.
Have fun.
Yeah,
Like,
it gets you
I
better
don't-
with guns that you wouldn't typically use.
I was a Slayer snob. We played Fiesta for some team building before the podcast.
Yeah.
And we were just having a fucking good old, grand old, God blessed time. I got the BR for the first time in
You got to play
Multiplayer?
Tactical Slayer.
I did. I got to play Tactical Slayer and then get to get some. What got my favorite? I don't know what the handgun is, but it's like a Magnum with electro bolts, and that was a good
I
ass
think
weapon.
it's a Disruptor.
Yeah.
Sure, the Disruptor.
I think that's what it
I
is.
love that weapon. I don't know.
Actually,
There was
and
just a
here's
lot.
something
There's a
else.
lot of weapons in this game. Like playing Fiesta, there's a lot of shit that I'm just like, yeah, this shit.
And then it helps you learn the breakpoints in the dance of it. For example, energy weapons do really well against shields, but not as well against health bars, while kinetics are the inverse. So if you have something like a disruptor pistol, you could spam that into somebody, drop their shield, swap over to a Mangler, I believe it's called, 2-tap and
yeah,
1 to 2 taps and win.
yeah. I don't know.
Or if
It's
you're close range, go for the melee.
I think playing this, I really remembered why Halo 3 and the BR and I were so close. Because, playing this, I was just, killing shields with the BR, and y'all were coming behind me and just, finishing them off. And it was just, consistently, that round, I was just, getting it, breaking shields. And then someone would come behind and get the final kill, and it was just this works. And it just reminded me of the grand old good old times of Halo 3. And it just every time I played this game, even when it was just campaign or just playing multiplayer with you guys, it's just been a fucking grand old time. Just Halo has become Halo again, and doing things that I haven't done since I was in high school with Halo 3, and it's just man, this just brings back a nostalgia feeling. It's like playing Ratchet and Clank, the new Ratchet and Clank, but multiplayer wise with friends. It's that good, feel good feeling that this new Halo Infinite is bringing to me.
Yeah. I've been really enjoying it, but I enjoy it more if I was running it on a RTX 3090 Ti.
A tie. Okay, so where did tie come from? Because not even Linus says tie.
I don't think I've ever heard Linus refer to it, but I was watching the Nvidia presentation. They were like, it said the 3050 performs better than our 2050 Ti. And I was like, oh, that must have just been a slip up. And then they started talking about the RTX 30 Ti. And I was like,
They're wrong.
I mean, it's Nvidia. They can't.
I get it. I 100% understand, but they could be wrong. They could be wrong.
But one of the interesting things, they announced the RTX 3090 Ti and they called it the BF GPU, and I thought that was the funniest shit.
Does that mean big fucking?
What the
Yeah.
fuck is the? It really does.
Well, I mean, BFG is big fucking gun. BF GPU.
So wait, what's the BF GPU?
With graphics processing unit? Big fucking graphics processing unit?
Oh wait, no, you said they introduced it. I didn't. Is that literally what it's called? The
No.
Nvidia GFP
No, the RTX 3090 Ti.
But so like the one controversy that came out when the 3090 first released was that it's not really. Did they like actually make it a gaming GPU, or were they? Because when it like first released, it was like a content creator's GPU. You were using this GPU to like do everything you need to do in content creating, that like kind of like to compete with like Macs processors and why you use Macs to do what they do. You're now being able to use Windows because of this GPU to do what it does.
Well, yeah, and I mean,
It wasn't-
it wasn't. The
it wasn't
NVIDIA
a
stuff wasn't
gaming-
necessarily gaming focused.
Oh, okay.
It was more. They were talking about they have like this Nvidia AI thing. They did as far as gaming. They talked about the 360 hertz monitors that they're coming out with. For esports, they're like, this is specifically for esports where
Is it
144 hertz monitors just aren't enough. We're going to go 360.
is it 360 hertz 1080p?
Yes, I believe it. I think it might be 1440p because it has like this thing. I think it's a 28-inch monitor, but then they have it where the bezels will like punch in the panel basically, and for 1080p at 25 inches, I want to say. It was really interesting to look at, but it really definitely didn't seem like anything for somebody to have in their house anytime soon. It looked like we're selling this to esports venues that are going to be hosting these big esports tournaments.
That would
They're
make a
gonna
lot
be-
of sense, because I mean a lot of esports are currently right now at 1080p because that's the highest frame rate for the lowest amount of money.
Right.
That they can get.
They were showing Valorant being played, so that was kind of the. That's kind of the crowd they were targeting with that. The other thing they showed is that the GeForce Now is coming to smart TVs, and they're saying like I think it's $100 for 6 months of like the premium tier that can do 120 frames per second now. So, game streaming is just getting better. Madrid's been using Game Pass Ultimate. Stadia still.
I mean,
but
you were
GeForce
killing
Now-
it on the xCloud. How is using like streaming for?
Honestly, I feel like trying to play. I'm sure for everything else is probably wonderful, and I've only played Halo like multiplayer, and with that, I feel a delay like between my input and then like the shit that's going on with my Spartan. Like I really can't snipe the way I want to, and I can't have that good movement the way I want to. So this actually has me considering wanting the Xbox, but I mean I've already kind of wanted the new Xbox anyway.
Is it so bad? Like,
It's kinda-
have
it's-
you ever?
it's kinda
Have you
bad.
played any streaming before?
No.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna
would,
go
like-
try and play other games soon, but like between SMT and Final Fantasy, I really just haven't.
Because
I feel
would
like
say
anything
playing,
else
like,
will run like would run pretty smooth.
Yeah, because playing xCloud and playing Psychonauts 2 on the xCloud just to like jump in as fast as possible without having to download it. There were some times that it did sputter significantly, and I was like, as a platformer, you don't want it to sputter, especially when you're trying to make those crucial jumps and get to where you need to be.
Yeah,
That
imagine
is
that,
bad.
but
Like,
somebody
so,
running
like-
at you with a shotgun.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can see that it is good, and it is based on like internet connection, because I could jump in for whatever reason, like data on my phone and jumping in on my phone and doing like xCloud on the iPhone is better than jumping in on my laptop. And maybe my phone is just picking up Wi-Fi better. That I don't 100% know that, but like maybe if I try to jump in on my PC and just try the xCloud with hardwired in, then maybe it'll play better. But like I do feel that with the xCloud is like it's almost there as far as like where stream gaming can get, but it's still missing that one step of like feeling like you own that console.
Yeah, it is still in beta.
It lets you know that you kind of don't own an Xbox, and you're just like, okay, that's fine.
Right. And I want to play other games just so I can have something to compare it to. But besides that, I think it's pretty dope. I'm still getting used to like all the weird shit. I've been using a fucking PlayStation 4, like a Dual Shock 4, to play this shit.
I mean, it is sick to be able to just like jump from one game to another and just like, all right, I want to play Yakuza Like a Dragon, and just like, okay, I'm playing this, and okay, now I got bored and I want to play like Halo with my friends and just hop on that.
As somebody with an Xbox, it's pretty lit. xCloud has worked well for me pretty well. Like, I haven't felt that much of a delay.
Okay,
like, the first game I tried it was Hades, and felt pretty snappy.
Does Xbox Series S use that?
Yeah, you can use it on any Xbox.
I could use that to... I didn't feel like downloading Hades, and it was like, oh, I could play it from the cloud.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can actually use that. I use that to get out of downloading games sometimes if I just want to try it.
Is your Xbox hardwired in?
No.
No.
And that's only because I'm lazy. I have the Switch, I just haven't done it.
So you're playing a game like Hades, like takes precision.
Oh, I'm playing Hades, Halo, all that Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi booming.
Damn. And
But you have Halo installed.
Halo's installed.
Halo is installed.
I was mainly talking about Hades. Like, you're playing Hades, that takes, like, we all know it takes a lot of precision to like actually play that game, and like get your dodges in and air attacks in, and like, so you're not having any problems playing on your Xbox Series S.
No, it's
okay.
I'm liking this console. I've been having a lot of fun with it.
Tight. Maybe, I mean, like, shit. Maybe it's time to get an Xbox.
Didn't you just have an Xbox?
No, I want a new Xbox. I don't want the old. That old Xbox was running slow.
It's falling behind. It's not efficient.
It's not efficient.
What you gonna get the speaker, or you gonna get the beefy boy?
I really want the beefy boy.
Yeah.
Just everything inside of me says I want to stick the beefy boy right next to my other beefy boy. That's right beside my other beefy boy.
That's a thick queen right there.
Right.
You got the disc drive?
I got the disc drive.
Yeah, that's the ooh, she got hips.
Yeah, she got hips. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Got the drive to make it spin.
I do want to apologize, Anton. You were actually getting onto something before I jumped into the Xbox xCloud again. Where were you going with this?
I completely forgot, but
Fair
I
enough.
could talk about Sony's CES showing, because they actually had some interesting news come out.
Yeah,
Are you talking about the goddamn... All right, I made
break it
this
down
joke
for
at
us.
least 3 times.
God damn it, you gonna make it again.
I'm going to make it again. It hasn't been made on the podcast.
Go ahead, make
Just
it.
keep... Nope.
No,
You just talk about
it'll
it,
come.
and then I'm going to make it. It's going to be like a dad joke.
So Sony talked about the PSVR 2.
Mm-hmm. That seems appropriate for PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, they already announced it a while ago. It's been brewing. It's been, they've talked about it. They've shown the controllers before. It's something that's definitely
What are the controllers called?
the Sense controllers.
All right. Hear me out. You got the PS5 with the dual sense controller.
Right.
You got the PSVR2 that are called the Sense controllers. Hear me out. They missed out on the possibility of calling the PSVR2 controllers the Duo Sense controllers. I'm just saying.
I mean,
it's two controllers.
That's a bag fumbled.
Fucking come on now.
I said they should make a dual disc and just have that fucking shit be the controller. Just one goddamn dual disc. And
let's fucking go. We're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On the goddamn PSVR2.
Every fucking game, a race car game, and make that shit work with a dual disc.
Dual Links is dropping on the PSVR2 day one.
That fucking one.
I'm just saying, if they just called
now
it...
I'm going to have to deal with third-rate duels with a fourth-rate deck.
I'm just saying, they should have called it the Duo Sense. I'm just, like, it was two controllers that you come with your little PSVR2. It was a play on. It was a play on what they already got going on. They missed the mark.
It makes sense to me because you put both hands on the dual sense and you put each hand on one of the sense controllers.
The Duo?
Yeah, but the sense is playing with two, but your hand is existing in two realities, in dual realities.
Duo! God damn it! It's all like, just
I don't know.
perplexed.
I like it, but
I just like, I heard the PSVR 2 and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That's on par with PlayStation. And then I saw the Sense controllers and I was like, that's lazy. You are lazy. That was just,
they did DualShock 1, 2, 3, and 4.
At least they had numbers. Sense controller has nothing. That is not a controller.
Dual Sense.
What was the name of the first what was the controllers with the balls on the end?
The Move?
The Move controllers?
Yeah, sound greater than fucking Dual Sense or Sense controllers. The Move. Sound better.
PlayStation Move was not cool. Nobody liked
I get it. No one liked PlayStation Move. No one liked whatever Xbox had back in the day.
Connect.
Yeah, that shit. But
Xbox drop Connect. PlayStation, even if you were to go buy a current PSVR, you'd have to use PlayStation Move controllers. They'd still suck. So some of the things that they confirmed about the PSVR 2, it's going to have inside-out tracking. It's going to have foveated rendering. It's going to have a 4K 120 hertz OLED screen for each eye.
Cool.
So,
I mean, I'm here for all of that. Like, hearing a PSVR 2, fucking
and apparently
here for
the
it.
headset has haptics.
Ooh.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
Get yourself a haptic vest. Get that program right with that helmet.
I mean, you got the
That's-
Sense
that's-
controllers that have haptics.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
Fucking
Tekken,
nerdy.
and then you're fighting somebody that uses the little leg, like the chick that uses the little leg face takedown with the haptic with the haptic goggles.
Every time I close my eyes, I wake up feeling.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh yeah.
So,
The evolution of VR porn has now hit PlayStation with the Duo Sense.
I mean, if you
PSVR2.
really want to do that, just go get yourself an Oculus Quest.
that's weird.
I saw somebody tweet was like, "Yo, Google VR porn." And he posted a picture of his VR goggles with like the glasses like hard fucking stuck in there, and it's like the goggles are covered in sweat. Yo, niggas quote retweet. It was like, "Yo, this nigga's not lying. Look at the sweat on it."
Can't fake that kind of sweat.
Can't fake it.
All right. Jesus Christ.
See, the degeneracy is in the sweat. That's how you know it's real.
It's in VR. It's in the metaverse.
I mean, I
just want to
PSVR
do it.
2,
I don't need Zuck stealing my sex tape, though.
I
don't
really
need that.
hope they do more than what they did with PSVR. Like, I definitely want.
Like the fact. So already.
I mean, the fact that they're doing another VR system for as far as Sony is doing another VR system says enough.
Yeah,
I mean, we knew it was coming
because they are here to cancel anything that they fucking do.
When they released the original PSVR, they said this is like launching a PS1 all over again. Like, it's definitely first generation. It's something to get out there. The PSVR is still one of the...
PS1 sold a lot of systems.
I mean...
It did. You can go back
But PSVR has also sold millions of units, which outside of the Oculus Quest 2, no other VR headset can say.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
The PSVR is like the second most successful VR headset overall, full stop. Because it was like the lowest entry price, it was good enough. Like, the hardware you needed was a PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 4 has sold hundreds of millions of units, so...
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, they need to be more concerned about getting fucking PS5 consoles in households.
We just talked about them having extra stock at a GameStop that people couldn't buy up fast enough.
Right.
Like, if you... like, 10 minutes into the episode, we're talking about how if you're dedicated and you want a console, you can get a console. PlayStation Direct just seems to be like, if you sign up, they'll email you, and if you fucking go through the email, you get a console. It seems that straightforward.
That doesn't sound super straightforward, you know. I feel like straightforward is going down to the store.
That seems to have an extra one.
For how much? $700? $750? With that bundle?
I mean,
that's a lot of bread to drop all at once for a console.
Okay, to be fair, so look, when I bought my PS5, yeah, it was $750. I got the console. I got an extra
disc console.
I got a disc console, an extra controller on top of that. Extra controller on top of that. I got $100 of GameStop whatever. And then I got a whole year's worth of PlayStation Plus. And so it like eventually just kind of it added up to being worth it. It was just a bundle of things that
you would have bought anyway.
Yeah, it was a bundle of things I would have bought anyway, but it was just like a bundle that scalpers were not going to try to touch because they can't. You can't give back a gift card.
Right. But my thing is that's a big difference between $750 and then like $400.
I understand that. Yeah, I 100% agree. But I do also understand why GameStop is doing what they're trying to do. And it's working.
To prevent scalpers. And
yeah,
I mean,
there's a reason why they didn't
in stock for people who actually want consoles.
Right, there's a reason why they didn't sell out a PlayStation 5.
Who actually want consoles.
Well, yeah, ish. Yes, I get where you're coming from, Madrid, but at the same time,
I mean, like that's good for that one population or somebody who has like an old console to turn in that can get some bread off for it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, look, you have to look at it kind of this way. Like, okay, you buy the console. What are you going to do next? Like, say you don't already have PlayStation Plus for a year. Okay, you get that. You get another year of PlayStation Plus, so you ain't got to worry about that no more. You get another controller, so you and your friend your friend wants to come over and play the PlayStation 5 that you just bought with you. You now have another controller to do that. Also, you have $100 GameStop gift card, so you can go ahead and buy the game that you wanted to play on your PlayStation 5 that you just bought. And do that. Like, you buy the game that you wanted to get on your PlayStation 5. Plus whatever came out that month for your PlayStation Plus. Like, So you have
and
three
the PS Plus collection.
in the PS Plus collection. So you go ahead and have so many games going on your PS5 after just buying the $750 bundle. Yeah, it's a lot of money, and I get that, but it's better than trying to sell someone's trying to sell you a PS5 on Amazon or on eBay for like $2,000 or like going maybe as little as fucking $1,500 for just a PS.
I've seen them as low as 700.
You've seen them as low as 700? Okay, so
Yes.
you've seen them as low as 700, but you're only getting the console with your one controller. You're
Right.
not getting PlayStation Plus.
You're not getting a GameStop
You're
gift
not getting the GameStop gift card. You got your PS5, and that's all the fuck you got. And hopefully, you got PlayStation Plus for your own, so you can play some games already. But you can't.
Or you just have like a PSN account,
yeah,
like that you played on PS4 with, so you have.
So you just got now at this point, you just pay $700 for a glorified PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's not what-
definitely too much. You definitely shouldn't pay that.
But like what I'm saying, like, so I get what GameStop's doing, and I get what you're saying. Like that shit's too much for the average consumer. I didn't pay for my.
That's what I'm
PS5.
saying.
I
That's
sold
why.
my-
That's why those shits are sitting
literally-
in like an Xbox Series S, for example, fucking flying off the shelves. It's
Right.
accessible and affordable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and that's why the digital ones are like, you can't get the fucking disc ones outside of the bundle, but the digital ones are all not the ones in the bundle. The S's are not the ones in the bundles. The X's and the digital or in the physical disc ones of the PS5s are the ones that are in the bundle. But the other two that are lower priced, they come and go, and as fast as you can see them. Like the fact that Jalen got a Xbox Series S is fucking amazing. Because I haven't seen those readily available, but I've seen X's in bundles that are readily available.
I've seen.
And I was
S's
trying to get a
straight
PS5
up.
at that time. That's also the thing about it is, like, I was trying to get a PlayStation at that point in time, but I said, fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, and the measures that people will take to get the system is what people will take, but they are readily available, and they do have good deals that are worth it. Maybe not to the average consumer that can be like, I was expecting to drop $400 on a system because that's what it cost, but now it's $350 more expensive because people are trying to scalp them. I see what you're saying. I mean, like, I had to sell my PS4. I had to sell my Xbox One S. I had to, like, all the controllers and shit that went with it just to be able to get this PS5 and be able to afford it. So, I mean, I get that. Like, you can't regularly expect the average person to just get that and spend $750 on a bundle. So... I get what you're saying. Madrid.
Well, yeah.
Just
So
saying.
the other things Sony related. Well, one thing that I want to talk about with the PSVR2, it's not going to be wireless, which is something people were speculating, but I wasn't expecting personally.
That's cool.
It has one cable that's USB-C that goes straight in the USB-C port in the front of the console.
Perfect.
And
I mean,
inside-out
that's
tracking, so you don't need like a camera pointed at you at all times. Yeah, it's
good. I mean, especially with VR, you want the fastest connection you can possibly get, and I think USB-C is going to give you that. I don't think you're ever going to really want, especially for the performance of the PS5 and what should come from the PS5s or PSVR 2. You would want the fastest connection that's going to come from it. For whatever game's going to come out, you want like the best of the best, and USB-C is going to do that for you. So like,
I think
it
this
being
would be the
wired
VR
gives me
that I'll
more-
fuck with.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to buy the PSVR 2 because it's wired. It's going to be like the love and care is going to be taken into this VR.
Right.
Right, that
I'm
was
definitely
like
not going to get it
the-
immediately, but in a few years after it comes out, sign me up.
I don't know if they said, yeah, you get this and PS Resident Evil 8's going to be in VR. I'm like, all right, fine, fuck it, you got my money.
Well, they have announced one big game that's coming to
Persona
PSVR
6 in VR. I'm like, oh, well, shit.
Oh, God. Joker gets stepped on again.
You're so cool, Joker. He's just getting stepped on.
Morgana the entire time was like, that should have been me. That should have been me.
Should have been me. Morgana's not going to hate and say not him, but and him. Because that's my bro.
Right.
Unless it was Ryuji.
Morgana's like, I could get stepped on afterwards. You can finish with him first.
Now you got to get the boss right.
PlayStation Studios announced from Guerrilla Games and Firesprite Studios, we're getting Horizon Call of the Mountain, which is going to be a VR something. They showed like a minute of in-game, and it looks really cool. Like a tall neck walks past them in a river, and it's really...
Oh, it's some... Oh, Horizon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is it like... we can't even speculate. It might just be like a sample of living in the Horizon world and just seeing the architecture.
That would be pretty cool.
Landscape. I mean, I
yeah.
would sit in that motherfucker and just...
Yeah, I'd say look
Be
at the clip
redacted.
and just like compare that with, because it'll most likely be running on the Decima engine, which is what Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West are running on. So if you look at Forbidden West and you look at that and kind of like use those as your 2 points, you can kind of see relatively what we're going to get. We just don't know if it's going to be a short experience, if it's going to be a full VR game. We just know it's going to be from Horizon and Firesprite, Guerrilla and Firesprite, which are now 2 Sony first-party teams working on a Sony first-party big-budget title for their VR.
Right.
Before we know the price, we already know that this game will probably be a launch game, and
Of the
that's
VR,
something
right?
to look forward to. Yeah,
Right.
of the VR too.
Okay.
So the other thing...
I mean, you got to have a big title. You got to come out big with your VR.
Did they show the controllers?
Yeah.
They
they're
showed
cool.
the controllers before, and they showed them. They look like the Oculus controllers.
Yeah, they're cool.
Oh, it's the shit I said you can punch somebody with.
I really do feel like PlayStation kind of has to come out with their bag with like the support from this VR system. Like, I don't feel like they got the support of the last one. They kind of got some cool.
It did well. And
I know
and
it
all
did.
of the best-selling games are third-party games.
Look, I know it did well, but it needs to do Sony well. It didn't do Sony well.
It did better than what Sony projected for the PSVR.
Yes, but it didn't do Sony well.
They have the haptics in them too. Yeah, I just looked it up. I remember seeing that.
Anton, I know what you're saying. I know you know what I'm saying when
Final Fantasy
it needs to do
14
Sony
VR?
well. It needs that
But
love.
The PSVR had all of these things. They just didn't try and shove it down everybody's throats because it was selling better than they were expecting it to sell in the first place. And so
that makes even less sense. If it's doing better than you're expecting, why would you want more people to have it? Why wouldn't you promote it a bit more?
Right.
Because it's...
Because realistically, I'm pretty sure they knew it was only going to sell a certain amount. Because honestly, like VR is pretty.
Yeah, because PlayStation didn't necessarily believe in VR in the beginning. It didn't necessarily believe in it, and that's why to them it did so well.
Where did Sony ever say we don't care about VR? When did Sony ever put? They had entire state of plays focused around PSVR. They had huge marketing things. They were doing bundles like every Black Friday of PSVRs with some of the top games for PS. They had multiple. There were literally 2 hardware revisions for the first PSVR. It was supported heavily. A lot of games continuously, like they did the deal for Resident Evil 7 that's still a PSVR exclusive. They did deals with a lot of games that were coming to PC. So there are things like Boneworks, Super Hot, Beat Saber, all these things that came to PSVR.
The CEO of PlayStation came out and said VR won't be a meaningful part of gaming for years. They did not believe in what they were putting out right now. They will believe in what they're putting out later, but the CEO himself said VR won't be a meaningful part of gaming for years. And that's a Verge documentary or article, whatever you want to say.
From when?
2020.
And what CEO? Is it Jim Ryan? Because Jim Ryan just says stupid shit all the time.
Either
Jim
way,
Ryan says nobody cares about old games. Jim Ryan, like...
is he the
I've
PlayStation CEO?
He's head of PlayStation.
Okay.
Like, it's not
So-
even CEO because it's the CEO of Sony, and Jim Ryan is the head of PlayStation.
Okay.
And
Then-
he says a lot of stupid shit. Like, if Jim Ryan said he doesn't believe in VR, I don't care what Jim Ryan says. Talking about, like...
That's
Sean
the head of
Layden
PlayStation. That's
He's also, like... He's
that
not...
is
he's, first of
PlayStation
all,
talking. That is PlayStation talking. I mean, you can...
Send me
yes,
the
you
link
can...
right now, Chris. Send me the link. I need receipts. I need to see who was talking. I need to see
It
what
is Jim
context it
Ryan.
was
You are
said in.
absolutely 100%.
Yeah, fucking Jim Ryan. Whatever.
But he's
It is
still
Jim
the head
Ryan
of PlayStation.
saying that-
He still has the rank. He still said the
Yeah.
thing.
So
But did he say
PlayStation,
it when he was head of
CEO of
because
PlayStation
he said no
does
one
not-
cares about... The thing is, Jim Ryan is a relatively new thing. Sean Layden just, like, vanished out of Sony randomly, like, right before the PS5.
So they
if Jim
don't-
Ryan said this before he was head of PlayStation, and I mean, he's had to backtrack on multiple things that he said publicly multiple times since becoming head of PlayStation.
This came
So
out
he-
October
he just be
29th,
loud and wrong.
2020.
Yes. Jim
This-
Ryan do be loud and wrong.
This came out October 29th, 2020. So
I don't
you
think he
can
was
say
head
here-
of PlayStation by that point.
You can say this, but this is what this man who was, I guess, not
What year
head
was
of
it?
2020.
And PlayStation Studios or PlayStation entirely?
PlayStation entirely. Herman Hulst is in
He's the
charge of PlayStation.
CEO of PlayStation.
But
Is what Verge is saying.
Still Jim
I'm
Ryan.
answering Jalen's question.
Right.
The head of
I mean,
PlayStation Studios is Herman Hulst.
Okay,
It
and the head of
used to be.
PlayStation is Jim Ryan's.
Right.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I knew what rank we were talking about.
Yeah. And I mean,
Either way,
Herman
I just
Hulst
want them to
used
give the
be-
love that, like, I get what you're saying, Anton. But as a person who's had a PC VR and a PlayStation VR, maybe I just haven't found... I found a lot of fun in the PC VR that hasn't been on the PlayStation VR yet.
Okay, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for PlayStation VR. As of February 19th, 2017, the PlayStation VR had sold over 915,000 units. Andrew House, the president and global CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment at the time, the company behind PlayStation VR, stated that the sales of the VR were far beyond expectations. On June 5th, 2017, the number of PlayStation VR units has sold past 1 million units. Sony announced that the PSVR had sold over 2 million units and 12.2 million games on December 2017. Sony announced that the PSVR had sold more than 3 million units and 21.9 million games as of August 2018, with the PSVR sold through number increasing to 4.2 million as of March 2019. As of December 2019, the PSVR had sold through
I'm gonna go
5
ahead. I'm gonna
million
go ahead
units.
and stop you there because there's a difference between having a PlayStation 4 and then having a PC that is readily available to play VR. PS4 can just play VR because I guess they figured out a way for that system to do it. It's not necessarily the same for a PC, and you have to have a fairly good PC to play VR.
Not anymore.
Well,
Heck, you don't even need a PC to play VR anymore.
Right, honestly, the Quest
well, yeah,
is really
the fucking
best
technology
VR.
has now come out, but back in the day where you're talking about when PlayStation VR fucking came out, it was
Yes,
a
you
different
did need
story.
a high-end graphics card, like
Yeah, the graphics card
graphics
literally
cards
on the
were
side of the
also
box
much
said
easier to
VR
get.
available, like VR ready. And so, like at that
But
point,
also the headsets were at minimum $200 more expensive. At minimum.
right?
The Rift was $600 and the Vive was
So
$800.
it makes sense that PlayStation VR did better because it was the best-selling console of the last generation, selling God knows how many. I'm pretty sure you could name it off the top of your head.
I know they're over 100 million units.
Okay, there
I don't
you
know
go.
the exact number, but over 100 million PS4s.
Then you add that on top of like, okay, they have a VR. So how many gamers that have a PS4 that now want to buy a PlayStation VR because they have the game system, they want to take their gaming experience to another level.
Actually, I
To do
remember
that, it only makes sense to do that. Like for the fact that the people of the PC world back in the day when the PlayStation VR and when VR was first coming out, it only makes sense that it was lower for the PC people because it wasn't readily available. There weren't readily available graphics cards that were be able to uphold what the VR was able to do. Plus, it was more expensive to buy VR for the PC, so it doesn't make sense for the PC's VR, like the Oculus Quest and so on and so forth, to sell as much as the
Quest does
PlayStation
not
did.
require a PC. That is the difference between the Rift and the Quest.
Rift.
Yeah, my homie just got
the
a Quest.
PlayStation Rift. The Rift to come out and like on your PC as far as like to sell as much as your PlayStation, because you have a fucking PlayStation, you just plug it into your PlayStation and you're solid. You have a PC and God hopes that your PC can do VR, and if it can't do VR, you bought your Rift for no reason. So it makes sense that the PlayStation VR was doing better than any other VR because it was just easier to handle or to understand. You just had to have a console. You didn't have to have the other specs. I'm saying PlayStation did not, in my opinion, make VR seem as fun as PC did. Because PC had the world of creators create a bunch of shit and put that shit in VR. And PlayStation did not have as much shit to put in VR. And you can say
Honestly,
you can name a bunch of games.
before the Quest 2, I saw
this.
more people do PlayStation VR than I saw them do like Oculus or any of those other shits. Two
saw
of my
shit
neighbors
happen. I saw-
from my old apartment both got PlayStation VRs. They both also took
Chris,
them back.
you have a PSVR.
But
Right, that I
they were
traded
not
for
the
the
target demographic for that, especially like one of my neighbors across the hall.
And the only thing I played in the VR
Like-
that you gave me is Resident Evil 7.
Right, but if you go to your PlayStation library,
Yeah,
you
Thumper
have
I got on
PSVR games.
PC. Fucking what's the Beat Saber PC? Fucking
That's
Robo
also on PlayStation.
Robo
It's
whatever.
Robo Recall on
Robo
PlayStation.
Q-
That's my question.
Robo Recall PC. I played that on fucking
Chris,
there's so many games I
at
played
this
at
point,
VR on PC. Minecraft and VR PC.
Chris, you are just stating that you prefer PC VR.
Okay.
And because, in your opinion, you prefer PC VR, you feel like PlayStation blundered the ball. Even though they sold more than everybody else, even though they have a huge library, even though they did bundles every year, they
Do
did
they
marketing,
have
they
a
did
huge
promotion,
library?
they did all of these things, but in your opinion, it's a failure. So there's no way to convince
I'm not saying
you.
it's a failure. I'm just saying I want more love like they did to the PC. Like,
PlayStation VR got a shit ton of love from Sony.
Did it?
Doesn't. Yes.
How much you literally
They were doing free PSVR games
There's an
on
Iron Man
PlayStation
game.
Plus regularly.
Anton, literally all the only game aside from when you wanted to do the whole like Star Wars PlayStation VR like thing, the only other game, and like Beat Saber, the only other game was fucking Tetris Effect. That was the only other game you talked about. So, like, as the PlayStation guru, the god of PlayStations in our podcast right now, knows everything.
No, I played Tekken 7 in VR. I tried Resident Evil in VR. I played Accounting Plus in VR. I played Nog in VR. I played, Tetris Effect, Beat Saber, Super Hot. I played...
all these things are also...
Astrobot Rescue Mission, Moss, all of these games that were... Astrobot's still PSVR exclusive. Moss 2 has already been announced primarily for PSVR, and not even PSVR 2. There's high quality games like Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. People seem to really love that game. And then they just gave it out for free on PlayStation Plus. The Persistence, you're not involved in that conversation. And you're not involved in the PlayStation community, especially not in the PSVR community. And I'm not heavily involved in the community, but I'm aware that if you go to the PSVR subreddit and you look at the enthusiasm that some of those people have for VR.
Yeah, but that's easily said anywhere. If you go to any subreddit, they're going to be enthusiastic about anything you're talking about. Like, I'm talking about our immediate relations in the, like, us in the Discord, the amount of PSVR versus the amount of PC VR is different. Maybe it's just that the fact that
anybody have PC VR in our Discord? I don't think I've seen anybody talk about PC VR except for you, and now I have your PC VR.
And you haven't used it. And I'm disappointed in that because there's a lot.
I need a new SSD, Chris. I literally can't run the Oculus software on the way my computer's set up right now.
And that's the problem of PC VR.
Right. With PSVR, you plug that shit in and played Resident Evil 7 and had a great time.
I had a scared time. I'm just going to go ahead and say
support.
I had a scared time. It wasn't a great time. It was a scared time. I mean, yes, maybe you're right. Yes, okay, maybe you're right. I'm not involved in this ecosystem of PSVRs. I'm literally all I'm saying is I just fucking want PlayStation to treat PSVR as like, give me God of War in VR. Give me the
Gorilla does have something in the works for VR that's going to be big.
Give me like first persons in VR. That's what I don't give a fuck about Horizon. Neither do y'all. No one except
wait. I want Forbidden West. Wait, hold on.
I didn't finish my sentence.
Fuck with Horizon. I mentally can't do open
Horizon for another game.
Hold on. I think the only person in this podcast who's beaten Horizon is Jalen.
Yeah, but
damn, we gotta beat games now. We gotta beat games now. Is that the type of podcast we run?
And then get sucked away by Breath of the Wild?
I'm not going to sit here and cap like I'm going back to beating games because I'm not. I'm just going to play them shits and I'm going to get my nut and that's it.
Did not everybody in the Discord give Anton shit for not beating Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Alright, that's Final Fantasy fucking 7 though. You gotta beat that shit.
People give me shit
my point exactly.
for not beating games.
Jalen is the only one who's beaten Horizon, so he's the only one who necessarily cares to beat the fuck out of Horizon.
But Madrid hasn't beat Final Fantasy 14. I'm not out here saying Madrid doesn't like Final Fantasy 14.
He's actively trying to do that.
This is true.
When's the last time you played Horizon?
Alright, I need to download Horizon again because...
I'm just saying. like, I'm not like Horizon is it's a great concept, but it's not the game that everybody wants to beat. Not everybody in this podcast is beaten.
Okay,
all of the PlayStation first parties.
I'd like to put in some thoughts into this conversation.
I haven't beaten God of War, but I beat Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay, you haven't beat God of War, then why are you asking for God of War VR?
Exactly.
I'm
I
not.
need God of War.
I'd like to add something in. I understand what Chris is saying. I understand what Chris is saying. Like, Sony has not dropped the killer app. I understand. I get what Chris is saying. There hasn't been that killer app.
Yeah, they were using fucking
VR.
Move controllers.
Right.
Yeah, I get that.
It's the same.
So now they have something more
Horizon Zero
ingrained.
Dawn
Let me finish.
Horizon is not the killer app.
I agree with Chris on the fact that PlayStation does need that killer app, but Sony has done significantly more than Chris is giving it credit for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm hypercritical.
But I will say, I don't necessarily believe the actual base of people hyper using the PlayStation VR is as high as what Anton is saying, though. I believe their install base is high, but I don't think their use base is high.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. I get what you're saying, and that is a completely valid argument. There are people like me that I have a PSVR, and I've done multiple things. I did the Last Guardian experience. I've done there are reasons for me to put on a PSVR headset and do things in VR, not just Tetris Effect.
I wasn't calling you out. So
I'm just saying, like,
so you're
Star
saying
Wars
that,
Squadron is a AAA EA title that has full PSVR support. You can play that entire game in VR, front to back.
And
so we are now agreeing with Jalen.
I will say this though. For the genre of games, if Squadrons did not have VR, I'd be a little pissed.
Right.
Like, doesn't Microsoft Flight Sim have VR support?
It's getting it.
Like with VR, if you're playing a cockpit game, it should have VR support. That's the easiest thing to do.
What do you mean by that?
I played PSVR in 2021.
I mean, if your entire game involves you sitting in that cockpit, my boy, with your co-pilot doing your rounds, it's
dirty ass motherfucker. I swear to God.
That's an episode of Part 5 of JoJo's.
But looking at it legitimately, since I've had my PS5, I actually hooked up my PSVR to play a game in 2021. I played Trover Saves the Universe.
Cool. How was it?
I mean, it's a squanch game. So
yeah,
if you played accounting, if you played virtual reality, if you played any of these things, if you watched Rick and Morty, if you watched Solar Opposites, it's a squanch game. But I mean, it's Trover Saves the Universe, so it's a.
I mean,
it has that comedy style.
I'm not going to talk about VR. I just anymore. I think my last statement is, and I hope Anton, I hope that you can see actually what I'm saying, is that when you talk about PlayStation and its first parties, you talk about, I guess, Horizon, but mostly you really talk about God of War. You talk about Ghost of Tsushima. You talk about Bloodborne. You talk about these fucking first party games.
Yeah,
but
if we're being honest,
hold on.
I think we're 1,000% about to get some. No, go for it.
Hold on. You talk about Ratchet and Clank. You talk about Demon Souls. You talk about all these fantastic fucking games that you say bring you to PlayStation. PlayStation is the only way to play these games. You can't get these games on Xbox. You have to go to PlayStation and get them. I don't think in my mind that I have to say, outside of Resident Evil 7, damn, I have to get a VR to play this fucking game. On this system, I have to get a VR on this system to play this game. And in my opinion, except for Resident Evil 7, because for whatever reason they haven't done that on PC yet. And maybe there is other things, but there isn't that level that PlayStation gives, and you know that level, and you need to be honest with yourself. You know that fucking level that PlayStation gives. Be honest with your fucking self right here.
Let me talk.
Dig deep.
Well, I'm letting you talk.
I know. I'm not finished. I'm not 100% finished.
Exactly
I
what
really
you're
need you to
talking about
like come
right now.
come to Jesus
No.
moment with PlayStation.
You're talking about PlayStation Studios AAA first-party PlayStation games, correct?
Yeah, but I'm talking about not
Correct
like
or wrong?
just yes, but I'm talking about that level.
Sony London
that
made
level.
Blood and Truth.
I'm talking about
Sony
the
London
level.
made Blood and Truth. Media Molecule made Dreams. Team Asobi made Astrobot Rescue Mission. Astrobot Rescue Mission is a better game than Astro's
Oh,
Play.
I remember Blood and Truth. Oh, I wish that game was so much better than it was.
Damn.
Have you played Blood and Truth, Jalen?
Yeah.
Where'd
I got
you
to play
play
a demo
Blood
of
and
it.
Truth? No, that's VR exclusive. PlayStation Studio, PlayStation
No.
London Studio.
I call my experience a demo because I only played it for 20 minutes. I'm calling my experience a demo. Fuck. What was his name? I used to work with them back at Susie's, before he had a VR and I got to try Blood and Truth.
But yeah, so that's 3 PlayStation first-party studios games, and then they had things like The Last Guardian, and they were literally publishing PlayStation VR demo discs.
Are you talking about Dreams?
Yeah.
Dreams is on PC.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's...
I literally looked at a Metacritic review for PC.
Chris, send me a link to buying Dreams on PC right the fuck now.
Okay, I got you.
You didn't send me the last link where they were where PlayStation was supposedly talking shit about VR.
Because I told you it was Verve, and I was told you who it was about, and you were like,
but
"Yeah,
you
I don't
had
give a
the
fuck
link up.
anymore."
You can send it on Discord. You could send it. You could text it to me.
Yeah, but you
could
said
put
you
it
didn't
in the
care
Twitch
anymore. I'm
chat.
just saying you didn't. You said you didn't care anymore.
Send me the link to Dreams on PC. I still care about that.
Okay, I got you. I'm doing it right now. But also, what were the other games you were talking about? Because we got a little sidetracked.
As far as PlayStation Studios games,
Yes.
Blood and Truth, Dreams, Astrobot Rescue Mission. They also had an exclusive Spider-Man VR experience, and they have Iron Man VR that was made by a third party, but is still exclusive.
Okay.
I mean, the only big VR title that is out that is not on PSVR is Half-Life Alyx. And I think they're waiting for PSVR 2 because PSVR 1 just wouldn't do that experience justice.
What's the Robo Rampage or
Robo Recall is still not on PS4.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Robo Recall is not on PS4, and that's one of
But
the
y'all have
BS.
Super Hot, so we will live. But still,
Yeah, but
come
Super
on.
Hot's
Robo
on
Recall
both.
is the shit, man. It's so much. I love that game. That's the first VR game I ever actually fell in love with. Because it's, you just pick up a robot by its neck and then just toss it at another robot.
Okay. Well, we argued for VR for about
Entirely too long.
for entirely too long. Sony had an electric vehicle. Hopefully, one day these Sony EVs actually come out. They've been talking about them for years at CES. If an EV didn't try and burn down my house, I'd be driving one right now. So
Fair
that's
enough.
my stance on EVs. I like them. They're cool.
But they
fast.
try to burn down your house.
You keep
Yeah,
saying
but
EV,
one
and I
tried
keep
to burn
thinking
down my-
Pokemon.
Right.
Electric
EVs.
vehicle.
Oh, I mean, yeah, clearly I get that, but that doesn't make it sound any less like Eevee.
Are you talking about the Pokemon, or are you talking about the evolutionary stats? Okay, fair enough.
I thought it was effort values.
Oh, effort
Whatever.
values. It doesn't
Does
matter.
anybody have a one more thing? No?
No, I talk
All
too
right.
much.
Remember, you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Anton6 You can add me on PSN at Anton6 with 2 X's after it. In case you want to, play some PSVR multiplayer games. You can follow Chris.
That's Chef and Chris.
Jalen.
Squid Bishop.
Grid.
Speedwagon X.
All right, this has been a No It's Good production. The video version is edited by Alana Twisted Mind. The audio version is edited by Iknowjones. We won't be back at Dead End for a little while, but we're there in spirit. Until next time, keep it cheesy.